All right, listen up. We're talking about beef sauces today, and let me be clear, a great sauce is not just some bloody afterthought you slop on the side. It is absolutely vital. It can take a simple piece of beef and turn it into something truly spectacular, a knockout dish. Many so-called cooks serve up beautiful steaks with sauces from a jar, or worse, no sauce at all. That's not cooking, that's a bloody insult to the animal and to anyone eating it. A proper sauce shows you actually give a damn about flavor. A well-made sauce does so much more than just add a bit of moisture. It builds layers of incredible flavor, it adds texture, it complements the richness of the beef. It can often be the difference between a decent meal and an unforgettable one. Think about it, a perfectly cooked steak is one thing, but that same steak drizzled with a velvety, deeply flavored homemade sauce, that's another level entirely. It shows skill, it shows passion, it shows you're not just a mindless drone in the kitchen. My philosophy on sauces is simple. They must be built with care. You need to layer those flavors one by one. There are no shortcuts to a brilliant sauce. Forget powders, forget packets. You need fresh ingredients. You need patience. And you absolutely must master the fundamental techniques. Don't even think about getting fancy before you can nail the basics. Get these right, and your cooking will transform. It's about discipline, attention to detail, and a commitment to excellence, understand? So today we're going through the essentials. 5 benchmark beef sauces that every single one of you should be able to make blindfolded. We'll cover the classic pan sauce, your quick go-to, a proper smoky homemade BBQ sauce, a beautiful earthy mushroom sauce, a fiery classic peppercorn sauce, and the elegant, rich red wine reduction. Pay bloody attention, no distractions, take this seriously. This is your chance to stop serving boring food. Let's get started. First up, the classic pan sauce. This is your bread and butter. It's quick, it's simple, but don't you dare mess it up. After you've seared your steak or beef, that pan is full of flavor. All those little brown bits stuck to the bottom, that's called fond. It's culinary gold. Don't wash it away, you muppet. Get the beef out, then toss in finely chopped shallots, maybe a little garlic. Saute them gently in the beef drippings, then deglaze the pan with a splash of good wine or quality stock. Scrape up all that fond, reduce the liquid slightly, then, off the heat, swirl in a knob of cold butter for a beautiful shine and richness. Season it, taste it, adjust it. Done. Next, homemade BBQ sauce, and I mean proper BBQ sauce. Not that sweet, sticky, artificial rubbish you buy in a bottle. A real BBQ sauce has depth. It's got a balance of smoky, tangy, sweet, and a little bit of spice. You need a good tomato-based passata or crushed tomatoes work well. Then apple cider vinegar for that essential tang. Brown sugar and molasses for sweetness and complexity. Worcestershire sauce for umami. Smoked paprika for smokiness, and a pinch of cayenne pepper for a gentle kick. Sauté some onions and garlic first, then add all your ingredients and let it simmer, low and slow. Let those flavors meld together, taste it constantly. Does it need more acidity, more sweetness, more heat? Think. Then we have the gorgeous creamy mushroom sauce. This is an absolute classic with a good steak, and for good reason. It's earthy, it's rich, it's bloody delicious. Use decent mushrooms. Cremini or chestnut mushrooms are great. If you can find some wild mushrooms, even better. Don't slice them too thinly or they'll just disappear. Get your pan hot with a bit of butter and oil. Brown the mushrooms properly. Don't overcrowd the pan or they'll steam instead of searing. Cook them in batches if you have to. Once they're golden, add finely chopped shallots, a touch of garlic and some fresh thyme. Deglaze with a splash of white wine or brandy. Then pour in good quality beef or chicken stock and some double cream. Let it simmer and reduce until it beautifully coats the back of a spoon. Finish with fresh chopped parsley. Beautiful. Some quick tips for these 3 workhorses. For the pan sauce, always use the pan you cooked the beef in. That's where the flavor starts. For the BBQ sauce, give it time to simmer, at least 30 minutes, but an hour is even better to let those flavors really develop. For the mushroom sauce, fresh thyme makes a world of difference compared to dried. And for all of them, the most important tip, taste, and season properly at every stage. An under-seasoned sauce is a complete waste of effort and an insult to my taste buds. Get it right, it's not rocket science if you actually concentrate. All right, let's step it up a notch. Time for peppercorn sauce. This is a true steakhouse champion for a reason. It's bold, it's creamy, and it has that wonderful, warming, peppery kick. Don't just grab any old ground black pepper from a dusty tin. For a proper peppercorn sauce, use whole peppercorns. Green peppercorns in brine are fantastic, giving a milder, fruitier heat. Or use a mix of black, white and green peppercorns for complexity. Coarsely crush them just before you use them to release all their fragrant oils. Sauté some finely minced shallots in butter until soft. Then add your crushed peppercorns and toast them for a minute. Now for a bit of theatre and flavour, flambé with brandy or cognac. Stand back and be careful you don't set your bloody kitchen on fire, you plonker. This quick flame burns off the harsh alcohol and leaves behind a beautiful depth. After the flames have died down, it's time to build more flavour into your peppercorn sauce. Pour in some good quality beef stock. Let this simmer and reduce by about a third, allowing the peppercorn flavor to infuse into the stock and concentrate. Then stir in rich double cream. Bring it back to a gentle simmer. Let it cook slowly until the sauce has thickened enough to coat the back of a spoon, and more importantly, to cling lovingly to your perfectly cooked steak. Some chefs add a teaspoon of Dijon mustard for an extra tangy dimension, but don't go overboard. A tiny squeeze of lemon juice at the very end can sometimes brighten the whole thing up. Season it carefully with salt. Remember, the peppercorns are providing the heat. This sauce should be punchy, yes, but beautifully balanced, not just a raw blast of pepper. Now, for true elegance, the rich red wine reduction. This sauce is sophisticated, it's intense, it's the kind of sauce that makes people close their eyes when they taste it, but it demands time and patience, so don't even think about rushing this one. You absolutely must start with a decent full-bodied red wine, something like a Cabernet Sauvignon, a Merlot or a Syrah. If you wouldn't be happy drinking it, then don't you dare put it in your sauce. The flavor will concentrate, so quality matters. In a heavy-based saucepan, gently sauté finely chopped shallots. Some chefs add a small finely diced carrot and celery stick too, for an aromatic base called a mirepoix. Add a few sprigs of fresh thyme and a bay leaf, then pour in your red wine, at least half a bottle. The key to a magnificent red wine reduction is, unsurprisingly, the reduction. Bring the wine to a simmer and let it reduce slowly. You want it to reduce by at least 2/3 or even 3/4. This process cooks off the harsh alcohol and massively intensifies the wine's fruity, complex flavors, creating a syrupy consistency. Once the wine is properly reduced, pour in some rich, dark beef stock. Again, the better the stock, the better the sauce. And guess what? You reduce again. Let it simmer away patiently until the sauce has thickened to a beautiful, glossy, nappy consistency. That means it coats the back of a spoon. Skim off any impurities that rise to the surface during this process. For an incredibly smooth, professional finish, strain the sauce through a fine mesh sieve. Finally, off the heat, whisk in a few small cubes of cold, unsalted butter. This technique, monter au beurre, emulsifies the butter into the sauce, giving it a glorious shine, a richer flavor, and a velvety texture. This sauce is pure, concentrated essence of beef and wine. A labor of love, but worth every second. So there you have it, 5 absolutely essential beef sauces in your culinary arsenal, from the quick and satisfying classic pan sauce to the patient and profound red wine reduction. Each one of these sauces has its own character, its own place on the plate. Each one has the power to transform your beef dish from something merely good into something utterly brilliant. But let me tell you something crucial. A recipe is just a set of instructions. It's a guide. You are the chef, you're in control. That means you need to use your palate, you need to taste, you need to adjust, you need to constantly think about the balance of flavors. Is it too salty, too acidic? Does it need more depth? Sweet, sour, salty, bitter, umami, they all play a vital part. Let's go over some golden rules for making any sauce, not just these. First, always use the best quality ingredients you can possibly afford. This is non-negotiable. Your stock, your wine, your cream, your butter, these are the fundamental building blocks of your sauce. If you start with rubbish, you'll end up with rubbish. Second, deglaze your pan properly after searing meat. That fond, those caramelized bits stuck to the bottom, is packed with intense flavor. It's free flavor. Don't waste it. Use wine, stock, or even water to lift it into your sauce. Third, don't be shy with your aromatics like shallots, garlic, and fresh herbs, but prepare them correctly. Chop them finely. No one wants to bite into a massive, undercooked chunk of garlic in their otherwise elegant sauce. It's about finesse and attention to detail. Seasoning, let's talk about seasoning. It is absolutely paramount. It's not just about chucking in some salt and pepper at the end. You need to season at every stage of the cooking process. A little salt when you saute the shallots. A grind of pepper when you add the stock. Taste constantly. Your palate is your most important tool. Does the sauce need more acidity to cut through richness. A tiny squeeze of lemon juice or a dash of good vinegar can lift and brighten flavors. Is it a bit too rich or heavy? Perhaps a touch more stock or a splash of water can balance it. Is it too thin? Reduce it further over a gentle heat. Or for some sauces, you can carefully whisk in a small beurre manie, a paste of equal parts softened butter and flour to thicken it. Understanding how to correct and balance your sauce is the true mark of a competent cook. Ultimately, making a great sauce is about showing respect. Respect for the beautiful piece of beef you're serving. Respect for your guests who are about to eat your food. And respect for yourself as a cook who strives for excellence. A thoughtfully made, delicious sauce is the difference between just chucking food on a plate to fill a stomach and crafting a truly memorable dining experience. It shows you care. It shows you have standards. So get into that bloody kitchen. Practice these 5 sauces until you can make them in your sleep. Master them. Don't you dare be an idiot sandwich and serve dry, boring, sauceless beef ever again. Make every single beef dish an event. Now, get out and cook. Make me proud.